So, I'm going to begin with my journey through my spiritual awakening. Honestly, my journey has begun, let's say, back in 2012, when I was living in Lawrence, Kansas with my niece. And I was experiencing like a lot of turmoil, and I was very stressed. And she had introduced me into a few things, such as crystals and, seeing things as you want them to be. So at the time, I didn't know that she was instilling intention into me, because like, let me back up a little bit and explain energy. So everything is energy. Everything is conscious flow of energy. You, this laptop, me, um, this house, this ring, my shirt, it's all energy. And the energy flows depending on the intention you put in it. So at the time when I was stressed and I had a lot of turmoil, I was focusing on all that was wrong and all that could go wrong, and um, everything was going wrong. It was, it was very like a domino effect. But she had a special way with me because she's just a very calming and nurturing, healing soul. And she would tell me that, first of all, I need to forgive myself, to let it go. It's in the past. To understand that even though I may have shame or guilt or pain or hurt over the problem, that's fine. That's natural. I'm a human being. But not to harbor those feelings because they're energy. And the more you harbor those type of feelings with that intention, you pull in more energy, such as negative or positive. So she showed me the ropes of positive energy. I can't say that I'm not already a positive person, which I am, but my mind, my physical, I know how to smile, be happy, overcome situations that are uncomfortable, but my mental, not so much. And I didn't understand that my mental was as important as my physical. I thought that as long as my thoughts stayed in my head, nobody would know and they wouldn't hurt a thing. But wrong. But I was so wrong that I had no idea that they were actually killing me. And so I changed my thoughts. She said to start with small things like, to test it out, to have a situation where something comes to you and you recognize it. You're aware of it. So a thought comes in your head and you don't just like dismiss it, or you don't get shameful, you don't get guilt or blame yourself or anything. You just let it flow through you, because the thought is energy, right? You let it flow through you, and you just go with the flow. So one day I was walking to class that I would do every day, and I sat in this one computer that nobody sat at, and it was in the corner, and I liked it because I could like do my work and get on the internet at the same time. And as I'm walking to class and I'm getting closer, I just had this thought pop into my head, like, what if someone's sitting in my chair? You know? And I was like, I could have just dismissed that thought, didn't even answer myself, but I was conscious that I had that thought, and then I thought to myself, why would I have that thought? And so I answered it, just because why not? I was like, well, if someone's sitting in my chair, I'll just find another chair to sit in. So I walk to the building and I open a door and I look at my seat, and lo and behold, someone is sitting in my chair. And I just couldn't help but look to myself and know that my intuition and that consciousness had prepared me for what came. So I had already prepared myself and accepted my conscious thoughts in a manner that set me up for success. Like, I handled it in a positive manner, um, prepared for it, and then received it. And it was validation for what she had told me, to be mindful of my thoughts. And not that I'm not going to say that I caused somebody to sit there, but that's also another thing that I need to explain, is that there's different. there is different there's different types of intention with energy. You can either receive it for something that's going to happen, a reason on why something is happening, or how to handle something that's going to happen, like I just explained. But yeah, I'm sure with my thought, it wasn't like, oh, I thought it, and so I caused someone to be sitting there. No, that was my clairvoyance, clairvoyant intuition that was coming through energy, because I had then, when my niece told me to be aware and conscious, I had then welcomed those things to send me signs and lead me. And so yeah, it works as a pulling force and a giving force as well. You are able to give people the energy you want them to feel from you. People sometimes think that like yelling and being quiet or something won't give off their true energy inside, which is not true, because that's only physical. That's only one layer. There's multiple layers to the human physical and mental and spiritual. So, yeah, that's why when you meet somebody and you get like a bad mood vibe from them, and you're like, I can tell. Like this girl be telling, acting like she's all nice and she likes you. She'd be like, hey girl, hey, and you'd be like, hey girl, hey too. But then deep down, you know that she doesn't like you, because you can feel her vibe, you can feel her energy, and it's not necessarily that. Oh, and that's another thing. As far as that feeling that you got, they say don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, well, obviously you didn't judge a book by its cover, because you looked at it, you saw this person, you said hi, and they had portrayed something that looked like it was going to be a wonderful, great story inside, and then all of a sudden, boom, they shut the cover, and they're like, no, that is their vibration when they are putting out something other than what they truly feel. And if you are able to read somebody, and what I mean by read, you pick up that energy, and you just I mean, it just comes to you. You analyze it. You're like, okay, well, she doesn't like me, you know, and it's it doesn't have to be a thing like, oh, why doesn't she like me? Is it my fault she doesn't like me? Whatever her reason for not liking you is her reason. The point is, you picked it up. You know, so you recognize, and this is to help you steer clear of people who could potentially pretend to be your friend and then like turn on you, because obviously if they didn't like you truly deep down, they would wait for an opportunity to, to bring it out and take it out on you. So that's what intuition does as far as picking up other energy, and giving energy. You can you can give off your energy as far as walking in a room as well, based off of how you feel. If you're nervous and you walk in a room with nervous energy just beaming from every crease and crevice of your human body, everybody is going to pick up on that vibe. And it's going to be an uncanny, uneasy flow of energy. So, in order to control the flow of the room and the energy you want to give off and assert, you need to be mindful and aware of your feelings and your thoughts, and direct them in the manner that you want them to go. If you want people to be enthusiastic about your product or what you're talking about or what you're doing, you need to resonate that energy to a level where they will feel it. Just let it come out of you. Just let what you're saying just be out of you. And I've had plenty of practice. I'm not going to say like I'm a professional and I know it all or whatever, because obviously everybody's experience is everybody's experience. But we can all learn from each other's experience, and that's the point of me talking about mine. Um, but I've played games with like my nephews, who, as you know, children are already born into this world knowing. They're already born in backwards. They're young, but they have all the knowledge. People think they have to learn. No, people don't understand that children are the ones teaching us to remember what we forgot. And so, my nephews, I would play games with them, such as like number guessing games, where we would look each other in the eyes, and I would resonate in my head a number 1 through 10. You don't have to make it like any number ever, because you can only you probably want to do that at like an expert level, but this is just practice and it's fun. And it's practicing awareness and bringing your thoughts and your vibration, energy, and frequency to a certain area and focusing it and then giving it and then also receiving. So from 1 through 10, we'll say 5. We'll look each other in the eyes. We just make eye contact because, the eyes are the doors to the soul. Hello. And you say the number that you picked and that they're going to guess out loud. And I say as loud as you can. So let's try it. From 1 to 10, I'm going to pick a number and I'm going to focus my energy and my frequency, my vibration into the webcam. And you're going to guess and just practice. Okay, here we go. Okay, I hope you had enough time to guess. If you didn't, go ahead and take your time to hear. It's whatever number you heard first, whatever number came to you first. Don't deny any number. Don't try to guess a number. I forgot to tell you that before. But you can rewind and try it again. Anyway, but yes, my number, did you guess yet? Okay, the number I was saying in my head was 6. The number 6. So, yeah, so you can just do that. I mean, you're not going to get it every time. You're not going to get it the first time, possibly not. But it is just practice. And the more you believe that you can pass your thoughts through energy, vibration, and frequency, the more you're going to see it. Because you have to believe it, you have to be aware, conscious, and accept it. Like, it's kind of a hard concept to grasp because we're so conditioned into thinking that we're just physical. Like, oh yeah, obviously we feel when our heart is broken, but we're not taught to understand those feelings, that we don't need to hold on to them, that yes, they're painful and maybe we can't just brush them off, but we're not taught to like keep them balanced and keep our good and our bad balanced so that our energies can resonate with us and we can be powerful. We are conditioned to be imbalanced. Our energies are just like, we're not even receiving the full energy of the universe has to offer us because we have so many blocks due to improper energy flow. So, like, being conscious and aware of your thoughts and the fact that you are a powerful human being, that you are in fact of God because you are God's children, you are His child. So why would you not be godly? It doesn't make any sense that if the DNA of our mothers passed on or our fathers passed on to us and down to generations and generations and generations, and God made us from His own DNA of the universe, why would we not be gods and goddesses? Do you know, like the pyramids, the Egyptians, the things that they have done in all types of cultures throughout the world, the amazing structures they have made where science can't figure out how they lifted these big things because they didn't have the technology. Well, they had technology. We've always had technology as human beings. That's why we are ever evolving. That's why there's an abundance of ideas and inventions and lifestyles and changes, is because there's an infinite amount of data information out there in the universe for us to use to make things, to make people happy, to live a happy life, to enjoy our presence here on planet Earth as a spiritual being in a being body. So, yeah, the crazy thing about when I get to talking about this is if you were just to sit there and listen, I would try to tell you and to tap on everything I feel is important as far as what I learned and how it all ties in together. Because it just flows out of me. I don't need to like think very much about what I'm gonna say or anything like that. It just all makes sense. It's like it's like addition. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. It just flows and it just makes sense. But the beautiful thing about it is you don't have to make sense of every step. You just go with the flow. because you trust it's infinite. Numbers are infinite and they're forever. So why wouldn't, your thought, your train of thought, the ability to think, the ability to think and forever create new things and inspire and just be a star. Okay, well, that's gonna be enough for today. I don't know if I'm ever gonna show anybody this video. Maybe one day when, like, I don't know, I'm a famous writer or someone told me I could be a life coach. That was pretty cool. I believe that because I have had a lot of experiences in my life that have never really, like, I can't say they haven't damaged me because everybody has their own damage. I realize that now. But they were more of something I took out of the situation and ensured that I didn't imply on somebody else because nobody deserves to feel that or go through that. That's compassion. That's empathy, and we all have that as human beings, but it's just being hindered by these block energies. Also the capability to be confident in yourself, to believe that you can have anything and everything you want. Like, as a child, can you tell me that your dreams weren't just like these vast oceans filled with imagination and everything that you could ever want to have or do or be? And it was just like one after another, and like as you get older, you check things off the list. You're like, no, I can't actually be an R&B singer because my voice isn't good. No, I can't actually be a choreographer because I can't dance that well. No, I can't. Oh, I live on a reservation, I'll never make it out of here. You know what I mean? Like, you cut your dreams off, and then you create this square box where your energy can't resonate in the manner that it should. A circle. It's cut off. Can't go anywhere. you know? It's going to go in itself. But if it was a circle in geometry, it'd go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But we can't be young forever. And this is something that I feel like could possibly be taught in a bigger setting, but it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of work to get it to get that idea to be accepted and yeah, just accept it, because for you to just realize how powerful you have always been, and you've known it, there's always this under little bitty silver lining where you know there's something different, and you just know, no, 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 that there's no way you could just find, that thing you were looking for when you didn't even know where it was, but you saw an image of it in your head because you remember it from before. Like, I mean, that's power. That's like that's the type of, we put our thoughts and ideas into like a picture. Okay, a picture took a physical copy print of a moment previously. That's a picture. That's your mind. That's what your mind does. And then it's saved forever, right? Okay, well, someone took that concept of the mind and put it into a camera and created photos, and voila. Do you see what I'm saying? And like me, my strongest point is my voice. So I just know, and when I found my power in words, that's where I was gonna go. So I have been a lot like discouraged with my poetry, my writing, because I don't know. I guess I just don't know why. There's no reason for me to be, because my talent is undeniable and it is powerful, but powerless when I deny it. So I'm working out the yin and yang of that right now, but I can't tell you how much more excited and thankful I am for the fact that I just know I'm gonna do what I always knew I was gonna do and said I was gonna do. And I want everybody to know that they too can be and have anything they want. And it's an amazing feeling to have your true power, because you spent so much of your life being under the power of others and being ran and not deciding for yourself because you want to please others and you want to fit in, and you don't want to stand out because standing out is like the worst thing ever. But that's the biggest lie of all. If you don't stand out, that's a problem, because that's not true. That is just like, even if you're a twin, even if you're identical twin, is absolutely like odds are 0 to gajillion that you are gonna be like somebody or think the same as somebody. You might have things in common, but your DNA is completely different than the next person and so forth. So there's no way in the world that you could just be like, "Oh, you know what? I want to be normal." No. You're being conditioned to be normal by a number of factors, but that really is another situation to get into because it's all like dun dun dun, you know. Um, at first it is, and then afterwards it's just like so beautiful. Like like you appreciate life. You think that you go through this phase where you think that you're appreciating life and you think that you're living it because you're working so hard to get the things that you think other people tell you gotta have. And realistically, that's not life. It's the moment you realize nothing else matters but what you feel inside and the relationship you decide that you're going to have with yourself. After that, I would say you become the god or the goddess that you always were. You have to go through these feats. You have to fight. You have to dig deep. And you have to face a lot of things to bring this out of you, this inner goddess, this inner god. And to just be divine and live life the way you're meant to live life. You're not I mean all this fighting over this land and this territory and put a wall here and blah blah blah, like who made these people Mother Earth's managers? Like if they were her managers, wouldn't they like care about the stuff like that's hurting her that could potentially hurt us because she takes care of us? No, those people are the ones that are being ignored. Those people who are Mother Earth's managers are the ones who are working tirelessly and intensely and dedicate their entire lives to it, not the people who want to be in power and control other people and control the power of other people. Like that's just the crazy coming, just a coming to realization. It's just crazy to see and understand how, like I guess the best way for me to explain it is to say, when does a fish born into water know it's in water? And the answer to that is when it is taken out. Like that is just crazy. But I hope that you uh, got some great insight from this video. This is my first video blog. I know I said it end like 10 minutes back, but now I'm truly done. I hope that this insight sets with you, and if you are viewing this video, you are here for a reason. You are ready. You are started. You are on your way, and I just want to say congratulations. I'm very proud of you. Although I feel like I am just like I'm not there, but I'm getting there, and the feeling is just so undeniable. Like I can't rant and rave about it, even though I feel like I'm not fully harnessed and accepted the power that I am. Like, but I still feel like I need to talk about it. I still feel like I need to put it out there in this moment and stage so that I can refer back to it later because it all comes around full circle. I know this because I'm still learning things from 20 years ago, that I thought, oh, that makes sense. And then it comes around and I'm like, oh, that's what it really meant. Anyway, Namash, Namaste. Thank you.